What's up everybody, it's Luke here again from Vapour Chasers UK. Today I've just got a little bit of a review around the coils that I have in this, which is a 6-wrap dual coil reading at 0.28 ohms. I'm using Tiger Wire myself, and I must say, clouds are amazing from it. See what I mean? Need to say any more. So let's go down to a close up and I'll show you how to make it. So for the purpose of this video, you're going to need your cotton. I'm using cotton bacon, but you can use any type of cotton that you want as long as it's organic cotton. You need your wire, of course. I'm using Tiger Wire today because that's just my preference, but you can just use normal Canthal, any gauge, depending on sort of like what you like. Or obviously you need your Allen keys or screwdriver, depending on sort of like what your RDA, or RTA uses. You're gonna need your RDA, of course. I'm using, for the purpose of this video, I'm using this, which is just a little coil making kit. It's pretty decent, but you can use a drill bit. You can use there's little electrical screwdrivers, which I was using to begin with. You're also going to need some needle nose pliers, and you're going to need a set of wire cutters as well. Also, what you will need is an ohms reader if you're going to start building. If you don't have an ohms reader, for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be using that, but that's just to show you what you can have. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using this, just for the simple fact is, it does actually have a built-in ohms reader on it. So that's what I'm going to be using today, but if you don't have one of those, or you're building it for a mech mod, or anything like that, this is compulsory, because obviously if you're building too low, then you can be at risk of, sort of blowing your hands off, basically. But yeah, and obviously you're going to need some juice as well, just to sort of like wick the, soak the cotton up afterwards. So that's what you're going to need. Let's go on to building it. So what you're going to want to do first of all is obviously get your wire. If I can get into it, 1 second. Alright, so get your wire. I'm doing a dual wrap on there. I'm thinking probably about dual coil, probably about 6 wraps either side. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to take 1 round, 2 round. That should be plenty of wire with a little bit of excess to start building my coil. Well, both coils actually. Let's just trim that off of there. Put that to the side now because we don't need that. So we've got our length of wire. I mean, you can straighten it out by putting it into a drill, but I don't really see a need to because I'm using this. I mean, you don't really need to be honest anyway, but it does make it a little bit better. But for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to do that. Then once you do that, obviously you've got your wire plenty long enough. You're gonna get a coil making tool, which it's brilliant for beginners. I mean, I just use it for the simple fact it's easier, it's quicker, and you get nice, neat coils. And then you're gonna want to thread your wire through there to about there. Give yourself a little bit of excess just there. That way you can sort of like crimp down on it with your thumb. And what you're gonna want to do is you just want to do 1 wrap round like that. And obviously, if you was doing it on a screwdriver or anything, you would just continue wrapping until you've got your 6 coils. But like I say, for the purpose of this video, I am going to be using this, just because it makes my life a bit easier. So I'm going to twist around. That's How many is that? Sorry, that's 4. That's 5. And that's 6, I believe. Yeah, that's 6. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 1 extra. And I'll get to why I've just done that in a second. And then you take that off there. I find with this bit's a little bit fiddly. So what I tend to do is just push it up a little bit. Get your pliers there. You need those pliers. And just give it a little bit of a prise off there. Now, when you take that off, let's see if I can take it out. So that's basically why I do that, because obviously when you're pulling it up, you're sort of expanding that last one there. So then you put it back on there, but the wire that so you had that end in there like that, on top of there, like that. Spin it around, put it on there. That way you've got that coming out of there, nothing going back through that hole on there. Just count how many wraps you've got just to make sure you've got the right amount, which I now do, due to me pulling all that excess out. And so I'll just straighten that leg up a little bit. What you're gonna want to do is just give it a little bit of a tug. A little bit more of a tug. I mean, with mine, it's going to sort of vary depending as to what RDA you are using, but because I'm using the Velocity V2, you'll see you've got 2 post holes there, 2 post holes there. So how this is going to go is, instead of sort of going 1 in the top, 1 in the top, I'm going to go 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom. It just makes, because obviously when you are making your coil, one leg is a little bit lower than the other one. So when you're trying to put, if you was to put them both in there, that's going to go on a bit of an angle. I mean, it can be straightened out, so if you have got RDAs that only have, say, 1 post hole in each post, then it is, obviously, all you have to do is just put your screwdriver in, or this in my case, and just sort of like, when it's in there and it's tightened up, just give it a little bit of a, a little bit of a needle up. But in this case, this is why I love this deck, because you can just slot it in and it's comfy. So that's that done there. So that's my first coil made of my Tiger Wire. I'm not sure if it can focus in on it. But I've got 6 wraps on there, around a 3mm. So I'm just going to trim that off. I don't really need a great deal, so just trim that off there. Keep one post a little bit longer than the other, and then just rest that one to the side, because you need to start working on your next one now. So it's the same process. Slot it through, it doesn't matter which way you put it through. Leave yourself that little bit of excess. Do 1 wrap round, just to get it nice and snug in there. Get that, so far we've got 2, so we're going to go 3 all the way around, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're just going to do 1 more for the same reason. You can give it a little bit of push down if you are using one of these. Obviously it's a bit harder if you are using screwdrivers, but, and you got that. Push that through there. Oh, this one's coming off a little bit easier. See, I didn't even need to pull that then, or use my pliers. That just slid out. So with this, again, get it on there, put it that way on, not through that little bit in there. Count how many wraps you've got. So you've got 6, but including this one here, you've got 7. But that one's a bit loose, so what we're going to do is, instead of unwrapping it, because if you was to grab that and just unwrap it, the whole coil is sort of just going to expand itself. So what you're better off doing is finishing that wrap off. So yes, you've got 7, and then just pull it, and it will pull itself and unwrap itself. And now I've got 6 wraps on there, and they're still nice and tight the way they was. And look, I've got plenty of excess wire, so I probably didn't even need 2 full wraps. I just do it for the simple fact is it's easier to put it back on the spool, you see. So you can trim both those legs down. We'll trim that to about there. You don't need a lot on it. You really don't. And then on this one, to be fair, I could probably do the same on that one. And that's that. Let's just neaten this other coil up that I've done. Get rid of that as well. Just put that to the side for a second. So now I've got 2 coils, both of them 6 wraps. As you'll see, they are, all evenly spaced. Don't know if you can see through there, but they're all 3mm. Obviously you're not going to be able to gauge that through the video, but yeah, you'll see they are quite close together, so that's what you want. The closer you can get your coils to being exact with each other, the better, because obviously that's consistency through both coils, so they're going to heat up at the same rate, so that's what you want. Now, installing the coils themselves. So you've got your coil here. Like I say, depending on sort of what audio you're using, you could be sort of going for that, but that's what I mean by going on a bit of a slant. But if you do get that, don't worry about it. So all you need to do is just do that and just sort of like, you know what I mean, bend it up and it will fit itself. But because sorry, I'll turn it around, because I'm doing it on the velocity, I can put it in there, put it in that bottom one. Look, it's a little bit of a slant, yes, but it's going to be a lot easier to work out. So when you've done that, what you want to do is sort of get it lined up. You don't want too much sort of space. You want it sort of like sitting between that and the edge. See what I mean? So you don't want it too much. But what I always tend to do is try and get it a little bit more towards the post, because then once you've tightened it up, what you're going to do is you're going to get this oil screwdriver and you're just going to give it a bit of a tug just to tighten it up, which is going to bring it out a little bit anyway. So let's get that tightened up now. I just if I was using it right side, the other one's a little bit too small. So just tighten that one up first. You don't want to tighten it too much just yet, because you are going to need to adjust it a little bit. Tighten it up. So that should be enough for now. So when you put it in, you'll notice you'll get that. The coil spread out. That's if you're using a 6 wrap like me. If you're doing more 8 wraps, it's going to be a wider coil, so you may not get that sort of effect, but you don't want that anyway. We are going to work that out in a second. So once you've got that in there, what you want to do is you want to get this. Let's see if we can do it okay on there. You just want to work it up a little bit. Turn it this way, give it a little bit of a pull. Do you see what I mean? It's coming out a little bit, which is what you want. What I'm going to do is, even though I haven't got any heat on it just yet, I'm just going to crimp it a little bit together. Give it a little bit of a crimp. And then pull that. And that should be about right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit. A little bit more than it was. Just so it's nice and strong. You don't want to over tighten, because you can, you know, you can risk actually snapping the wire off itself. So then once you've done that, all you need to do, snip and snip. That's those two off. Again, that's still not perfect. That is going to be adjusted when we put some heat on it. And what I'm going to do first though is I'm going to get the other coil in there. So that's one coil done for now. So then you just repeat the process again. I'm not going to do this one on camera too much. If you do need to sort of like go over it again, or if you're following this as you're building, feel free to sort of like just rewind into the other bit. So that's our second coil in, about the same area away. Tighten that up. That's in snug. And that's in relatively snug. Let's tighten that bit up as well. Tackle it from the side. They kind of mess that up a little bit then. Hold on, let me just squeeze that back together. There we go. Right. Like I say, you don't need to worry about sort of like squeezing it together too much just yet. I mean, it's sort of, it can do if you like, but I mean, to be fair, you're going to get the most of the sort of kinks out of it when you actually are heating it up and doing it that way. I'll just do it now, just sort of neaten up a little bit just before I get to that point. Like I say, you don't have to. It's not. You don't need to. So once you've got that one, just tighten them again, just so it's sort of as tight as the other side. Like I say, not too tight, because you can risk snapping the wire. And once that's on there, I'm just going to snip my excess off. You might be better with some other sort of snippers for this, ones that aren't sort of as bulky as this. You can get them in the Coil Master kits, which are really good. I haven't got around to purchasing one myself yet, but I will be. Let's have a look. So these are a little bit too fiddly for me, but they do the trick. Just take a bit more time. Right, so I've got that now. Let me just neaten this up a little bit. Alright, okay. Relatively happy with that. Pretty good. Let's see what it is reading. Let me just screw it a second. Alright. Take the lock function off. If you've got the together, yeah, you'll need to unlock it before you can do it. So at the moment, you'll see it's reading 0 ohms. If you can see it, I'm not too sure if the light's going to sort of get rid of that. Oh no, it went off anyway. Press it once more, yeah. 0 ohms on there. And now when I screw this back on, that should give me a true reading of the coils I've got near. Hopefully. Right, so yeah, just as I thought, 0.27 that's reading, and that's a 6 wrap either side. Depending how low you want to go, depends how low you build it. Let's have a look. What you're going to want to do is, you don't want it too high, which I just sort of made the mistake of. Turn it down to, I mean, if you've got a variable voltage one, or wattage should I say, like this one, you want to get it down to about 40 watts. You don't want it too high. Obviously you don't want it to take the mic to ramp up, so I'd say 40 watts is sort of a happy medium. You want to heat it up a little bit, just pulse it. Just pulse it. See, until you see it start to glow. You may not see it glow on there, because I have got the light on. But when it starts to glow, what you want to do is give it a little pinch. If you're using ceramic tweezers, it's fine. If you're not and using the ones like this, you want to let go of the power button before actually tweaking your coils up. Just for the simple fact is you can short it out, and that's the last thing we want. Right, just give them a bit of a squeeze. What this is doing is just sort of compressing the coils together. A bit of heat sort of keeps it in place as well. Get back on it with this. So tweak those coils up a little bit. Right. Just move that, that's bloody rolling everywhere. Let me just heat that up again. So this one's heating up a little bit quicker than the other one, but that's fine, we'll work that out in a second. So you want to get them heating up at roughly the same sort of pace. Otherwise, like I say, you're going to be burning juice on one side while not even filling up the other. So we are about there. Just get that in here. That's harder than expected. Obviously it's just been in a really hot coil. Let me just put that back in there. Okay. See, to be fair, this bit you are probably better off with a 3mm screwdriver. That way this isn't going to happen. When it just comes out. It's fine. Just give it a bit of a twist. Not really, is it? Alright, so we're back there. Look, you want to get them quite level and you want them the same distance apart. What I'm going to do is just heat it up, turn the wattage up a little bit. I'm just going to do it at 60 for now. As long as you don't hold it for too long, it's fine at 60. And it will glow up a lot quicker, which you'll notice. Again, I don't know if that's picking it up or not, but just give it a squeeze. Heat it up again. Keep going, want it nice and red. And squeeze. When you squeeze it, you'll just see it cool straight down. That's because this is colder, obviously. Just keep working through it until you're happy with the results. Squeeze that. Squeeze that. So we are about there. We're looking nice and even. Just doing that just to give it its final adjustments. Once you've heated them up, you will more than likely need to tighten them up again. I think I might have got lucky with this one, not need to. I think I did them tight enough for the first time. Yeah, it's always something you want to check just to see if they do need doing that. Right, so what I'm going to do, just for sort of the last one, just because I don't want to wait for them to heat up, I'm just going to go 88.2 watts. Like I say, be careful when you're doing this because it will heat up quickly and you don't want to overheat them because your cores will pop. Just squeeze that and squeeze that one. Obviously, when you are building like this, just be aware of the wire that you're using. So obviously, for instance, I'm going to go camp for related, so if you're using, say, 28 gauge, which you probably never would for just standard coil builds, obviously it's a lot thinner wire, the resistance is going to be a lot lower. So obviously the thicker wire you're using, you know, the high resistance basically, so it may not come out the same as this. I mean, I'd say to get to 0.28 is reading that now we've done the adjustments and whatnot. I'd say to get to that, you're looking at 6 wraps same as this. I'd say probably using 24 gauge. I'm gonna think, yeah, probably about 24 gauge can through you're gonna want, or maybe even a bit thicker, probably even 22. No, 24 should do it. 6 wraps, and you should come out with the same results as what I've got, which is, I find it quite nice, and they're heating up quite evenly now as well. I'm just gonna do these final tweaks. I'm not happy yet. This is the bit you want to spend your time on. So obviously, if you're not happy with it, it's not going to vape the way you want. Just tweak it until you're happy it's nice and equal. I'm just going to use a bit of excess wire just to sort of adjust it a little bit more. Just give it a bit of a scrape. You'd be surprised how much just giving it a bit of a scrape does. It really does make a difference. It makes it burn easier, more evenly. Don't ask me how. I haven't looked that far into it. But look, they're glowing up at a nice pace. Like I say, I don't know if you can see it. I mean, I'd be surprised if you can't. It's bar blinding me, but look at that. It's burning up nice and equally, which is perfect. That's exactly what you want. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to wick it. Let's move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. You want to be careful with the coil because they are very hot. So what I like to do before I wick it is just put a little bit of juice on it and you'll hear it sizzle. See? Again. But then if I drop it on there, now it's cooled. It's cooled down enough. So that's probably not going to burn your cotton now. So you don't want to put it straight in like that, because you will guarantee burn your cotton, and you don't want that at all. Because then it just means you've got to rewick it again. And yeah, there's no point if you don't need to. So what you want to do is judge the hole that you've got, pull your cotton off. I'd say probably about that much should possibly do it. I'll show you properly in a second. You want to keep it nice and fluffy as well. Obviously, you're better off, I mean, for the purpose of this video, I'm not, but you're probably better off using gloves as well. So obviously you've got like sweat and stuff on your hands, which is going to cause a bit of an issue. I mean, to be fair, I don't notice much of a difference, but you'll hear people out there, obviously, you know, you'll see other tutorials where they're using sort of like plastic, latex gloves. That's just to sort of like stop the sweat getting on there. I mean, it does make a bit of a difference, but for me, I'm really not too fussed. I get what I want out of it. So you're going to want about this much cotton. I'm just rolling it in my hands, just to sort of like flatten it down. You don't want to squeeze it, because you don't want it to be too tight, because then that's just going to, well, it's just going to struggle soaking up the liquid as good. Once you've done that, you'll end up with something like that, basically. What I like to do, I mean, obviously you're going to need two pieces, but this length here is going to do them both. I'm not going to cut it in half though, and I'll tell you why. If you cut it in half in order to get it through that hole, you're going to need, basically what you're going to need to do to the end is you're going to need to do that. Doing that, I probably just wasted about ½ inch of cotton there. You're doing that on both, they're both not going to fit, so why not make the most of the wick that you've got. Do it with one end, right? Do it with one end there. Get the end, slide it through, grab the end. That can be fiddly, you might want to use pliers, but once you've got it, let's give it a little bit of a pull. I'm going to do it gently just so it doesn't rip. I mean, you don't want it to be too tight either, but you don't want it to be too loose. So what you're going to want to do is do it about there, and that's about the overhang you want. To be fair, probably a little bit less than that. There. That's about the overhang you want. And then if you just cut this off, using this, you should probably use scissors, but my scissors downstairs, if I can get it. So that's one, you cut that off, and then we do the other side. Same bit of cotton, but look, I've still got that one edge there, and that's the edge I'm going to use to feed it through. Just to sort of make the most out of the cotton instead of just, you know, buying loads of cotton, using it all quickly. Because you will go through a lot of cotton, especially the first time building. Just for the simple fact is, you're going to be sort of like estimating how much cotton to use each time. Is this enough cotton? Is this not enough cotton? Do you know what I mean? And then you'll go through it and it'll end up being too loose or it'll be too tight. So you want to make the most of the cotton that you've got. So now I've got these two bits here, just sort of out there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this bit of wire. You can use a small screwdriver, you can use anything, but I'm just going to fluff them up a little bit. Just a little bit, what's that? Just to sort of help it soak that liquid up a little bit easier. Just give it a good fluffing up. Let's say it's probably fluffy enough. So then what you're gonna want to do is you're just gonna gently tuck it under. Just gently tuck it in. You don't want to squash it too much, or you don't want to squash it too much. You just want to get it just in there. So it's touching the bottom the deck. Give it a bit of a push to the side there. And just, yeah, it's going to be easy if you've got like a little screwdriver or a little Allen key or something to push it. And I used to use because I've got those mini screwdriver sets. I used to use like the smallest one there. I don't know what size it was, but it's tiny and it's perfect for this. But I lost it. It's too small. Anyway, let's do the same with this side. Like I say, just tuck it in. Push it to the side. And you're going to end up with something roughly like that. I am going to neaten that up in a second. Not yet though. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Get that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, this is a bloody pain in the arse to use this. Let me try the other side. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, once you've worked it all up, what we're going to do to sort of neaten that up a little bit, let me just sort of move all this out of the way. Let me just get a bit closer. So once you've done all that, what you're going to want to do is, you don't want to heat it up before you've juiced it, because you will burn your cotton. So I've made that mistake once. I don't know why I did it. You just want to put a little bit of juice on it, just for now. And what you want to do is, oh, it's locked. Right. What you're going to want to do is turn it down. I'm going to go to about 40 watts. You just want to, once that first bit of juice is soaked in, you just want to juice it. Juice both sides. Just give it a little bit of a press. I'll just heat it up a little bit. That will help it draw that liquid in to the cotton. And just do it again. You're going to use quite a bit of juice when you first drip onto it, just because it's dry cotton. It's going to happen. Put a bit more on. Heat it up again. Make sure everywhere is soaked up. And just give it another quick heat. So we're almost there now. What you're going to want to do is grab your, in my case, bit of wire. Now it's wet, you'll find you'll be able to neaten it up a little bit more than you could before. Then just neaten that all up. Push it back. Make sure it's not sort of overhanging outside of the juice well, because obviously you could cause it to get trapped in between your top when you are putting it on. So then look, it's looking quite well at the moment. What I like to do is just neaten up the inside as well. Just push it out. Leave, you know, a relatively decent hole in there. What that is going to help with, that's going to help with the airflow. So the airflow on this, you've got airflow there, pretty standard on most. Where that's going to be lined up, that's going to be lined up about here. So as you're drawing your breath through this bit, it's pulling the air through there, which is going to go through that hole and then out through the middle. Well, so by making that bit of a gap there, because obviously if you didn't have that gap there, the air's just going to slide that bit of the coil. It's going to hit the coil. I mean, you're still going to get vapour, so don't need to worry about that. But if you've got that hole there, it just makes it a little bit better, because then as the air's coming in, it's hitting more of the coil, it's coming through, and also as you're doing it, it's going to go through, up, and it's going to hit part of that coil as well. And then same with that side, it's going to do the same thing, straight through, hit more of this coil, and hit part of that coil. The more air you've got hitting those coils, the more vapor you're going to get. So that's what you want to sort of aim for. That's why I always put a hole in the middle. So I'm just going to finish neatening this one up now. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like once I've done that. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I don't know. I like it neat. Right, so almost finished. So then you'll end up with something like that. Just going to do the same on the other side quickly. Just get that finished. And then we're pretty much ready to vape on her. I'm just going to get the middle bit set done. So that's one side. And then that's the other side. I mean, the way it's wicked, it doesn't need to be perfectly matching either side. As long as you've got a wick going through it, you've got that hole in the middle. And obviously the wick's touching the actual bottom itself, bottom of the deck. So that's this all juiced up now. Give it a bit of a test fire. See, that's pretty decent. I mean, that's only at 40 watts. Bear in mind, what I'm going to be doing on this, I'm going to be having this at about probably 140 watts roughly. To begin with, I'm not going to go straight for that sort of wattage. The reason being is, you'll find, to begin with, the first couple of draws, you're going to taste the cotton a lot more. Just because you've got all those little strands on there, that, well, yeah, you've just got all those little strands that aren't sort of actually in with the clump itself. It's just like little bits of strands that was coming off. I mean, yeah, you've neatened it up, but they're still there. They're just sort of like stuck there. So as you're heating it up, you're going to get a bit of that cottony taste until you sort of like get the juice on there. So now I've done that, if I was to boost that up to the 140 what I'll be vaping it at, you'll see how quickly it heats up. So you saw how slowly it heated up just then. So I've got that 145. If I press that button, heats up like a dream, pops everywhere. So I mean, look how quickly that heats up. Let's get a bit close on that. I always tend to do this anyway. The reason being is that cotton taste. I don't like it. Burn it off. I'm just gonna reduce it. And that's a finished. Okay, so she's all built. Built her up. She's ready to vape on. So it vapes. So again, I've got it still at the 145 watts. Let's hit it. Says it for itself, doesn't it? And that's at, what was it? What did it end up at? 0.28 ohms. So that's what it finished at. And you saw the vapour production from it. It is unreal. So much. Obviously it depends as to what liquid you're using. I mean, I've got, what's in here? That's it. 80-20, so that's 80 VG, 20 PG, 3 milligram. Flavour's not really important. It's obviously what you want. But I find for better clouds, bigger clouds, you want high VG, definitely. If you want more flavour, lower the VG a little bit, because the PG does carry the flavour on a lot better. But yeah, it's a good build overall. I'm sure if you build it yourself. I mean, Tiger Eye, I like Tiger Eye just because it's, I don't know, it's just amazing. But yeah, you can get the same sort of effects with just normal Canthol anyway. It won't be quite as good in regards to flavour and the clouds, but it will be very, very close. There's only a sort of difference between them. But yeah. So that's the end of that tutorial. Just locking that. That's the end of that tutorial. Please like, subscribe, put a comment in the post. Let us know how you got on with building that coil itself. Yeah, and also let me know what you want to see next, and I'll try my best to get it uploaded as quickly as I can. I'll be trying to, well, I will be doing at least once a week. I'll try and do more though, depending on how many requests I get. Depends as to obviously how often I do the videos, but it will definitely be no less than once a week getting one uploaded. Whether that's a tutorial, whether it's a juice review. I mean, I've got some new juice coming by my sponsor, Dread Vapes themselves. An amazing company, glad to be a part of them. So, seeing as you sort of stuck with me and watched it this far on, feel free to head over to this website, which is, I'll just put it up there, it's a bit big, www.dreadvapes.co.uk. Head over to there, they've got so much juice, they've got their own white label stuff, it's very good stuff. They've got the strawberry slush, which I've got ordered, that's on its way. I've also got, there's others that you will know of, the Pancake Man, the Policeman, French Dude, all that sort of stuff, they sell it on there. At the moment, there is an offer on there. I'm not too sure as to how long that's going to be running for, but there is an offer on, so definitely head over there, take advantage of it. I think it's like £10 for 30ml. Do you know what I mean? It's worth it. And also, well, it's £9.99, but if you spend over £10, so that means you could get that bottle, 30ml of juice there, and then you could get, I don't know, 10ml of juice of the strawberry slush, or 30ml. It's a good flavour, but if you want to start off with 10ml, test it out. And then obviously go for the 30 if you decide. I think it comes in 30 anyway. Once you spend over £10, use the discount code VAPECHASE16. I'll be putting it in the description below. And you can get yourself 15% off, so it's definitely worth it anyway. As for now, like I say, please like and subscribe. The more activity I've got on here, the better. Because obviously I can, do more reviews, do more coils and stuff. Do reviews on RDAs. I mean, I've got a shed load. Probably too much, to be honest. The missus is not happy with me, so I keep buying and buying and buying and buying. And I've got a lot of juice as well, but I'll try and get through all the juice that I've got if I don't vape from beforehand. Just doing sort of like a little review on each. Like I say, it'll only be sort of like once a week. Sort of spread them out over a period of time. And yeah, that's it, I think. So, thank you again, and let me know what you want to see next.